Self-reflection is a powerful tool for growth, and rivals often provide the perfect lens through which we can see ourselves more clearly. By their very nature, rivals challenge us not just externally in terms of competition, but internally as they force us to examine our own abilities, values, and motivations. This process of self-reflection is essential for anyone seeking to improve, evolve, and reach new heights of personal or professional achievement. The presence of a rival often brings out a range of emotions: admiration, envy, frustration, or even insecurity. These feelings, while uncomfortable at times, are signals that there is something within us that requires attention. Rivals shine a light on areas where we might feel inadequate or unsure of ourselves, and instead of shying away from this discomfort, we can choose to lean into it. By asking ourselves why a rival evokes a certain reaction, we begin to uncover deeper truths about our own beliefs and behaviors. Self-reflection involves a willingness to confront our vulnerabilities. When we compare ourselves to a rival, it's easy to focus on their strengths and our perceived weaknesses. This comparison can feel discouraging, but it also holds a valuable lesson. Our vulnerabilities are not failures. They are opportunities for growth. A rival might excel in areas where we struggle, and instead of seeing this as a flaw in ourselves, we can use it as a roadmap for improvement. For example, if a rival demonstrates exceptional public speaking skills, it might highlight an area where we can invest time and effort to develop our own abilities. This process requires honesty and humility. Self-reflection is not about beating ourselves up for what we lack, but about taking a clear-eyed view of our current state and identifying ways to move forward. Rivals can help us recognize patterns or behaviors that might be holding us back. Perhaps their success reveals that we've been hesitant to take risks, or maybe their innovative ideas show us where we've been relying too heavily on outdated methods. So whatever the case, the insights we gain through self-reflection can be transformative. An important part of self-reflection is acknowledging our own strengths. Rivals don't just highlight our weaknesses, they also remind us of what we do well. It's easy to get caught up in comparing ourselves unfavorably to others, but self-reflection requires a balanced perspective. By examining how we measure up to a rival, we can gain a deeper understanding of our unique talents and qualities. This not only boosts our confidence, but also helps us build a foundation for further growth. Rivals also challenge us to clarify our values and priorities. In the hustle of competition, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters to us. A rival's success might prompt us to ask important questions. Are we pursuing goals that align with our values, or are we chasing external validation? Are we focused on what we truly care about, or are we being swayed by what others deem important? Through self-reflection, we can ensure that our actions and aspirations are rooted in authenticity rather than imitation. Another aspect of self-reflection is understanding our motivations. Rivals often push us to strive harder, but it's worth examining why we feel compelled to compete. Are we motivated by a desire to improve ourselves, or are we driven by the need to outperform someone else? While a little competitive spirit can be healthy, true growth comes from an intrinsic desire to be better than we were yesterday. By reflecting on our motivations, we can channel our energy in a way that is both sustainable and fulfilling. Self-reflection also helps us develop resilience. Rivals may sometimes surpass us in certain areas, and this can be discouraging if we view it as a failure. However, self-reflection teaches us that setbacks are not the end of the journey. They are simply part of the process. When we take the time to reflect on what went wrong and why, we gain valuable insights that can inform our future efforts. This ability to learn and adapt is what ultimately sets us apart and propels us forward. Through self-reflection, we can cultivate a mindset of continuous improvement. Rivals remind us that there is always room to grow, and instead of becoming complacent, we can use their presence as a source of inspiration. This doesn't mean we need to obsess over every move they make, but it does mean staying open to learning from their successes and failures. Self-reflection allows us to identify areas where we can evolve, whether it's developing new skills, adopting a different perspective, or simply letting go of unproductive habits.